everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and today we're diving into one of the most requested topics from our listeners, how to make your brain think in English.
Hi guys, I'm Jessica, your co-host. Hope you're having an amazing day wherever you're listening from. And yes, this is such a big one. So many English learners tell us, I can read and understand English, but when I try to speak, my brain just freezes.
Exactly. It's like your brain understands the words, but it still wants to translate everything from your native language first. And that slows you down, right?
Totally. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I used to translate every sentence in my head before speaking. It was exhausting.
Right. And that's why in this episode, we're going to help you train your brain to start thinking directly in English. No translation, no stress.
By the end of this podcast, you'll have clear, practical steps to make English feel natural, like it's part of how you think every day.
So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's jump right in. All right, before we get into the how, let's talk about why thinking in English is so important. Because this is the secret behind sounding fluent, even if you don't know every single word.
Yeah, exactly. When you think in English, you stop depending on translation. You don't have to go, okay, what's that word in my language? Now, what's it in English? That mental process takes time and makes you hesitate.
Right. And that hesitation is what kills your flow. You might know what you want to say, but your brain is busy translating instead of just speaking.
It's kind of like having a delay between your thoughts and your mouth. But when you start thinking directly in English, everything becomes smoother, your brain connects ideas faster, and your sentences sound more natural.
Exactly. And it's not just about speaking. It helps your listening, writing, and even your confidence. When your brain is used to English, it starts recognizing patterns, phrases, and meanings instantly.
Totally. And it also changes how you feel about the language. You stop seeing English as a foreign subject to study. It becomes something you live with, something that's part of your world.
That's so true. So, thinking in English isn't just about fluency, it's about freedom. Freedom to express yourself without translation holding you back.
Beautifully said. Okay, so now that we know why it matters, let's talk about what usually stops learners from getting there.
Yes, the common mistakes that keep people stuck. Let's get into that next.
All right, so now let's talk about the things that actually stop people from thinking in English. Because before we fix the problem, we need to know what's causing it, right?
Exactly. And the first big mistake is translating everything in your head. I get it. It feels natural to translate at first, but it becomes a trap.
Yeah, it's like trying to speak with a dictionary open in your brain. You're constantly switching between two languages, and your brain gets tired fast.
Right. And the funny part is, the more you translate, the slower you become. You can't focus on expressing yourself because you're too busy checking if the sentence sounds correct.
And that leads to mistake number 2, perfectionism. Learners often want every sentence to be perfect before they say it. But the truth is, that mindset blocks real progress.
Totally. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. The goal isn't perfection, it's communication.
Exactly. I remember one of my students said she wouldn't speak unless she was 100% sure it was correct. Guess what? She ended up not speaking at all.
Yeah, and silence doesn't help your fluency. Another big one. Lack of daily exposure. Some learners think 1 or 2 lessons a week is enough. But your brain needs to see and hear English every day to start thinking in it.
Right. You can't think in English if you only touch it twice a week. It's like trying to get fit by going to the gym once a month.
Exactly. Consistency beats intensity. Even 10 minutes a day is better than 2 hours once a week.
So, to sum up, translating too much, being afraid of mistakes, and not giving your brain enough English input, those are the three big blockers.
Perfect summary. And now that we know what not to do, let's move into the fun part. What you can do to train your brain to start thinking in English.
Yes, practical, real-life strategies that anyone can try starting today.
All right, it's time for the good stuff. Practical ways to train your brain to start thinking in English. These are small habits that make a huge difference if you do them consistently.
Yes, because thinking in English doesn't happen overnight. It's something you build little by little with daily practice.
Exactly. So, let's start with the first one. Use English for small daily thoughts. Don't wait for a big conversation. Start with your inner voice.
That's a great one. For example, when you wake up, instead of thinking, I need to brush my teeth in your native language, say it in English in your mind. I need to brush my teeth. I'm hungry. Where's my phone?
Yes, it sounds simple, but it's powerful. Your brain gets used to forming ideas directly in English instead of translating.
Here's another one I love. Name the objects around you in English. When you look around your room, try to describe what you see. Chair, window, notebook, bottle, laptop. It trains your brain to connect English words with real things, not translations.
Perfect. You can even turn it into a game. When you're out walking, think, I see a tree. I see a red car. That man is talking on the phone. It makes English part of your thoughts.
Another super effective technique is narrating your actions. Just talk to yourself in English as you go through your day, like, I'm making coffee, I'm opening the window, I'm sending an email.
Exactly. That's one of the best exercises because it makes English your natural thinking language. And no one has to hear you. You can even whisper it.
Right, unless you want your coworkers to think you're talking to ghosts.
True. Okay, another one. Watch movies or YouTube videos without subtitles once in a while. Even if you don't catch everything, your brain starts to rely on context and intonation, not translation.
Yes, and if you find that hard, try using English subtitles instead of your native ones. That way, you're connecting spoken and written English directly. It's great for building internal language patterns.
Love that. And one more super powerful technique, shadowing. That's when you listen to a native speaker, maybe from a podcast, a movie, or even me and Jessica here, and you repeat what they say at the same time, trying to match the rhythm and tone.
Shadowing really helps your brain feel the language, not just understand it. It improves pronunciation, speed, and fluency all at once.
Exactly. It's like your mouth and your mind are learning to dance together.
Ooh, I like that. The English dance.
Yeah. So, to sum up, start small. Think short thoughts in English, name what's around you, narrate your actions, immerse with English content, and use shadowing.
And remember, don't worry about mistakes. The goal isn't perfect grammar. It's building the habit of thinking in English.
Beautifully said. All right, up next, how to create an environment that keeps your brain surrounded by English, even when you're not studying.
Yes, we're talking about building your English world. Let's get into that next. All right, so now that we've covered the techniques, let's talk about how to build an English thinking environment. Because if you surround yourself with English every day, your brain has no choice but to start thinking in it.
Exactly. It's like creating your own little English bubble. You don't need to live in London or New York. You can build that environment right where you are.
One of the easiest ways to start is by changing your phone or computer language to English. You already use these devices all day, so every time you read a button or a setting, you're reading in English.
Yes, it's such a small change, but it forces your brain to adapt naturally. Instead of seeing Seoljong or configuration, you start seeing settings. And before long, it just becomes normal.
Another great tip: fill your media with English. Listen to English podcasts, like this one. Follow English-speaking YouTubers or make a playlist of English songs you love.
Exactly. The more your brain hears English, the more it learns to think in English. And music is a powerful tool. Even humming along helps your pronunciation and rhythm.
Oh yes, I learned so many expressions from songs. Also, follow English pages on social media. If you scroll through Instagram or TikTok anyway, make it part of your practice.
Right. You can even comment in English under posts. Small things like, "That's awesome," or "I totally agree." It might seem minor, but it keeps you in the English mindset.
And don't forget about journaling. Try writing a short diary entry in English every day. Just 2 or 3 sentences about what happened or how you feel.
Yes, journaling helps you express real thoughts, not textbook sentences. You start creating personal connections with English, and that's how real thinking happens.
Here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Try living 1 full hour of your day completely in English. No translation, no switching languages.
Love that! During that hour, think, speak, read, and even text in English. It might feel strange at first, but by the end, you'll notice your brain getting more comfortable.
And remember, your goal isn't to be perfect. It's to make English a normal part of your day.
Exactly! The more English you live with, the faster your brain will stop translating and start thinking.
Beautifully said, Mark. All right, next, we'll talk about something that ties all of this together: your mindset and confidence.
Yes, because none of these strategies work if you don't believe in yourself. Let's get into that next. All right, now let's talk about the mindset you need if you really want to think in English. Because your attitude is just as important as your practice.
Absolutely. I always tell my students, your brain learns best when it's relaxed, not when it's scared of making mistakes. If you're always worrying, what if I say it wrong? Your brain actually blocks itself from learning.
Yes, mistakes aren't a sign of failure. They're proof that you're using the language. Every mistake you make is one step closer to fluency.
Exactly. Think about how babies learn to talk. They make hundreds of mistakes before saying words correctly, but nobody tells them to stop. They just keep going. That's how you should treat yourself too.
I love that. And confidence doesn't come before fluency. It comes because you keep trying. The more you practice, the more natural it feels, and the more confident you become.
Yes, confidence is built, not given. So even if your English isn't perfect, be proud that you're thinking and speaking in another language. That's something amazing.
So true. If you stay positive, consistent, and kind to yourself, your brain will do the rest. It will start thinking in English automatically over time.
Exactly. It's all about patience and persistence, and believing that you can do it.
Well said, Jessica. And speaking of persistence, let's wrap things up with a quick summary and a little challenge for our listeners.
Yes, let's give them something to take away from today's episode. All right, everyone, before we finish today's episode, let's quickly review what we learned.
First, we talked about why thinking in English matters. It helps you speak faster, more naturally, and with confidence.
Then we looked at the common mistakes learners make, like translating too much, being afraid of errors, and not spending enough time with English.
After that, we shared some practical strategies, like thinking your daily thoughts in English, naming things around you, narrating your actions, shadowing native speakers, and watching movies without subtitles.
And of course, we discussed how to build your English environment, changing your phone to English, journaling, listening to English content, and living at least 1 hour a day fully in English.
Finally, we ended with the most important part, your mindset. Don't be afraid of mistakes, stay consistent, and be patient. Thinking in English takes time, but it's absolutely possible.
Yes, and remember, every time you think in English, even for a few seconds, you're training your brain to get stronger. Celebrate that progress.
We'd love to hear from you. Try one of these strategies today and tell us in the comments which one worked best for you.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our English Learning Podcast and share it with your friends who are learning English too.
You can also follow us on social media for more short lessons, tips, and motivation every week.
All right, that's it for today. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep thinking in English.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay confident and keep speaking English every day.
Bye, everyone.